ADHD cost our society 122.8 billion. Now your first thought might be that it's about medication or therapy cost, but it's not. The vast majority of that staggering number comes from lost productivity and unemployment. It's the financial fallout of having millions of brains trying to navigate a world that wasn't built for them. Here's what that means for you right now, today. You, my friend, are not bad with money. You are paying a hidden tax that the neurotypical people don't even see on their statement. Your late fees, your lost deposits, the food that goes bad in your fridge, that's the ADHD tax. In the next 10 minutes, we're going to name it, break down the three sneakiest ways it drains you, and I'm going to give you one concrete move to start getting a refund today. Welcome to The Distracted Dollar, the podcast where we talk about money through the lens of ADHD, real life, and real struggles. I'm Vanessa, your ADHD money coach, and we're here to move from chaos to control. So let's define our terms. The ADHD tax is the penalty that you and I pay for executive dysfunction. It is not a moral failure. It is not us being lazy or careless. It is a processing fee, a surcharge for a brain that operates on a different operating system. Now, we can think of it like this. If the standard brain runs on iOS, our ADHD brain is running on a highly customized open source Linux distro. It is incredibly powerful and can do amazing things, but not everything is plug and play, and every task requires a workaround. And those workarounds, they cost us. The research shows that per adult, the annual individual cost of ADHD averages about $14,000. And that's not just medical bills. That's the sum total of all those sneaky leaks. The $35 late fee because your bill vanished from your brain, the $80 in groceries you tossed, the $200 you spent replacing the keys you swore you just had. Most financial advice looks like these leaks and just tells you to plug them with more discipline, more calendars, more shame. That's like using a band aid on a cracked pipe. It might soak up some of the water for a second, but the system is still broken. We're not going to do that. We're going to find the cracked pipes, understand why they keep cracking, and then talk about actually fixing the plumbing. So let's look at the firsthand and most visceral tax zone, our kitchens. I call this the grocery tax. The intention here is always pure. We go to the store with a plan. You're going to eat healthy, save money by cooking at home, and finally have a stocked fridge like a functional adult. You feel that surge of optimism as you load the cart with crisp green fresh berries and that fancy yogurt. This is the turning point. Fast forward 4 days, you're staring at the same fridge, but now it looks like a science experiment. The greens have wilted, the berries have a fuzzy coat, and you can't remember if the yogurt was a Tuesday purchase or a last week purchase. So you order takeout yet again. The obstacle was never our desire to eat well. It was time blindness. That 4 days felt like one, and poor working memory. The food was literally out of sight in the fridge, so it was out of mind until it was too late. And let's be honest, maybe there were also some impulse buys at the checkout that seemed like a good idea at the time. The cost is double. You paid for the food that's now in the trash, and you're paying again for takeout. You are paying a premium for the aspirational version of yourself, the one who meal preps. Well, the real you, the one with the ADHD brain, is just trying to get through the day. My fridge has betrayed me more than any ex ever could. I have bought the same jar of capers 3 times because I couldn't find it in the door. This tax isn't about the food waste. It's about the gap between your intention and your brain's executive function. And once you see that gap as a system failure and not a personal one, everything begins to change. But the tax doesn't just hit your fridge, it hits your time, which is just another form of currency you're constantly overpaying. Now, let's talk about the deadline tax because your time is just money that hasn't been converted yet. The intention is always to pay the bill on time, to submit that form, to return the online purchase within the 30-day window. You mean to do it. Obstacle is that out of sight, out of mind reality, and the sheer paralyzing dread of starting a boring administrative task. It feels like a wall you avoid, and the due date passes. The cost is direct. Research shows that the average US household pays between $14 and $20 in late fees every single month. That's for things like utilities or phone bills. But then there are their bigger hits, the 75 or more for a late rent payment, or the total loss of a refund because you missed the return window. There's the deeper cost, though, that doesn't show up on a statement. It's the hours of mental energy you spend worrying about the thing you haven't done. The background anxiety of a looming deadline is exhausting. And that exhaustion makes every other task harder, which can lead to more mistakes, more taxes. And we have to talk about the overdraft fee because that's the ultimate deadline tax. It's a $26 penalty on average for a simple timing glitch between when your brain remembered to check the balance and when a payment cleared. It's not a purchase, it's a fine for processing delay. And sometimes the tax isn't even a fee. Sometimes it's your stuff just vanishes into the void. This is the lost item tax. The intention is so basic. You keep your keys, your wallet, your phone, and your sanity all in the same general vicinity. The obstacle is our lack of object permanence, a distractible brain that sets something down to do one thing and is on a completely different mission 3 seconds later. And often a cluttered environment that swallows things whole. Welcome to my house. The cost of replacing the lost item, a new charger, a new license, a new pair of glasses. It's the Uber ride home because your keys have entered another dimension. It's even the late fee on the bill you couldn't pay because you couldn't find the bill. But the emotional cost is the real killer. It's the shame spiral of why can't I just be normal? After the third time this month, you have to understand this as a systematic issue, not a personal one. Your environment was not built for your brain. Neurotypical systems assume object permanence. They assume you'll remember where you put the thing because you intend to put it there. Our brains don't work on intention, they work on interest and novelty. A flat surface isn't a landing zone, it's a black hole. So you're not funding carelessness, you're funding the void, paying a toll to the chaos because the world lacks the right signage for your neurology. Knowing where these tax zones are is the first critical step. The next step is launching a counterattack, and you can start with one of the easiest refunds you'll ever get. Your homework, and I mean this week, is a 1 hour subscription audit. That's it. The action is simple. Pull up your bank and credit card statements on your screen and go through them for the last 3 months, line by line. Every time you see a subscription charge, Netflix, that app you forgot about, the fitness platform you used twice, you stop. You ask yourself the brutal questions. Do I actively use this? Does it bring me actual joy? Did I even remember I was paying for it? This is where you fight back. This exact audit saved me $100 a year. It was the 1 hour of mildly annoying focus work for a permanent raise. The psychological win is even bigger than the financial one. It proves that you are not at the mercy of the tax. You can see it, name it, and cancel it. You are in control. So, to recap, the ADHD tax is real, it's measurable, and it's not your fault. This is the shift from shame to strategy. Your brain works differently. So, your money systems have to be different too. Your next step is that one, our audit. Go do it and comment below with the one subscription you're cutting. Next time, we'll build the fail safes so those taxes can't sneak up on us again. Until next time, from chaos to control.